So, hello everyone, myself Yamini, and I'm back with another wisdom sharing session today. And once again, I would like to invite you all to this Zoom session on Inner Nature and Outer Nature Season 2, which is brought to you by Pyramid Spiritual Societies Movement and PSSM SWAGG in collaboration with PMC English. And I request all the audience on the Zoom and on YouTube to share the link of this program on YouTube, like on WhatsApp and on Instagram, so that it can reach to a lot of audience so that they will utilize, because these wisdom sessions and the meditation sessions are really important for everyone, and everyone need to utilize these kind of opportunities and platforms for a spiritual growth, isn't it? So let us start the wisdom session today. I know you guys are eagerly waiting for this. So let us open our hearts and our minds as we prepare to invite our speaker today. So today we have Yashwanth with us, who is from Bangalore, and he works as an IT professional. And his journey with PSSM and spirituality commenced at the age of 8. During his third standard, since then, he has delved into various facets of life through meditation, experimenting, and gaining first-hand experiences. And additionally, Yashwanth has shared his knowledge by teaching meditation to both his friends and colleagues. So, hi, Yashwanth.
Hi, Amni.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great as well. So, over to you. The session is yours.
Thank you. First of all, thanks for having me here. It's a great opportunity to share whatever I've learned to all of you. So thanks for having me here, PMC and SWAG team. So hi, Masters. I'm Yeshwanth, and yes, as Yamni mentioned, I have been into practicing meditation and spirituality since when I was 8. So it began like my mother learned meditation, and my mother and my father, they felt impressed and they wanted to inculcate the good habit in us, and that's just how, like, for me it was not pretty much of a choice. It was just like it's a good habit and you should do, and that's how my journey began. And since then, uh like we come across various parts of life, right? Like it's not always a straight line, it's all up and down and up and down. So in the different phases, like every time, like with and without meditation, for example, if you deal with a situation with the help of meditation and if you deal with it without meditation, the differences used to seem like pretty obvious to me. And for this particular reason, I didn't feel like getting distant from this path anymore. Like meditation, like if you take away spirituality and meditation from my life, I don't know, not just mine, I don't know if life would make any sense at all. So I was more of a science person. Okay, like as I grew up, I started learning science. I was not really ever interested in scoring, but science used to bring some curiosity in me. So hence the just the reason why I chose this particular topic today as well. Science of meditation. Like I agree, like that's a really huge thing because science is still growing by the day. Okay, we don't really know to the deepest extent what we as a physical self are at all. Like ages ago, there weren't this much technology which would help us understand what's going on at which part of your body. Okay, now we are coming back to the place where science is supporting spirituality and we have so many other reasons to meditate. Okay, so coming back, Patri sir gave us simple, beautiful explanation of what happens when you meditate. He just gave us like three beautiful stages. Okay, when you meditate, when you enter the thoughtless state, huge amount of cosmic energy flows into your body. Okay. And upon continuous flow of cosmic energy, the Nadi Mandala, the nervous system which is present inside the body, gets energized. And it happens at times that due to some past karmas, the energy system, the etheric body, happens to have some blocks. Okay. And when those blocks come into contact with sufficient energy, they open up. They don't tend to be a block anymore. They don't stop the energy flow. So, and once your etheric body, your energy body is energized to enough extent, your chakras become aligned, your third eye opens, and you get to see visions. Okay, so this is just a big overview of what happens on consistent and constant meditation practice. Okay, so before getting a little more deeper, I'll I'll just ask you a question like what what is the purpose of meditation? Why do we need to meditate? Okay, I'm going to answer it myself. Okay, so there is this particular fact about pilots. Okay, so the way the pilots are trained is if they see an obstacle, they should not think of an obstacle. Like for example, a pilot is taking off and he sees or the lighthouse kind of thing for the airport, right? For example, if he sees the tower, if he should dodge the tower, I mean, if he should not hit the tower, he should not think of the tower, but the place away from the tower, where the place where it's there for the flight to go. Okay. There is this fact about skiers who are skiing, like when they encounter going on trees, like if they find obstacles, if they find trees in between, they what they should think about is not about the trees. Okay, what they should focus on is the gap between the trees. If they think of the trees, they hit. Okay, that's the fact. And when it comes to the case of pilot, if they think of the watchtower or if they think of any other obstacle, be it another flight, if they think of the obstacle, they hit. If they don't think of the obstacle, if they focus on the solution, they'll be able to progress. So it becomes really important. It's not just for pilots or it's not just for skiers. Like for anything in life, if you think of what you want, like if you think of the solution, you go to the solution. If you think of the problem, you get stuck in the problem. So whatever you think of in a daily basis becomes like really, really important in deciding the trajectory of your life. Okay, like whatever you think of, your life goes that way. So that's the simple point. Okay. So I'll give you another example of an inflated balloon. Okay, like in a gas balloon, we say like a balloon inflated with helium gas. Let me just consider that as our natural self. Okay, natural self in our thoughtless state. Okay, in a natural state, the helium balloon is supposed to keep kind of stay afloat, not hit the ground. But the same helium gas balloon, if I add a small rock inside it before inflating it, okay, the nature of it changes. So what what is inside you also defines your characteristics. Okay, this is just an example to say like whatever is inside you, whatever is inside your head, like the kind of thoughts you have inside your head defines like how far you will be able to go in life. So it becomes like inevitable for a person to practice meditation. Okay. So me friends, when I was beginning meditation, I was in my class 3. Okay. So the main aim for me to practice meditation regularly was to score high, obviously, right? Like that at that age, that was the only goal in my life. So how I used to do it was like my mom helped me through this a lot actually. So before meditation, I mean sorry, before taking your book, okay, you have to sit into meditation for a few minutes, maybe a 5, 10, or even 15 minutes max. That's the max you need to do. And once everything in your head settles down, you automatically come to a phase where you'll be able to concentrate. And then you'll be able to complete huge portions of studying in quickly. Okay. And here comes the best part. Once you're done learning, again sit into meditation. Okay. Sit and recollect all what you have learned. And friends, like whatever you have learned, you are not supposed to forget for the rest of your life. Okay. Like you silence your brain before learning, you put in a lot of information, and again you try to recollect. So once this process is done, you remember this information for huge amount of time. Okay, so this way I was able to score really good in my exams. Like till third standard, I used to have a different syllabus which was supposed to be easy, and yeah, but once I had my school change in third standard, the syllabus got hard. Like there were different levels of syllabus back then. So the syllabus got like one of the hardest, and I still was able to maintain my consistency. This was the first change I experienced when I first came into meditation. Okay, like you will be able to concentrate and focus on whatever you do. And uh, as years pass by, I got interested in sports. Okay, I still love playing sport. Uh, so any kind of workout. Okay, so what I have observed is when I take a jog around. Okay, and for example, I'm going for a morning jog, and I just do a jog for 20-30 minutes. I come back, and my body takes at least a couple of hours, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, or sometimes if there was a big gap, it takes almost an entire day to come back to like the to gain back the energy to the muscles and the entire body that was exhausted during the jog. Okay, like trust me, it has sometimes taken, like for example, after a long gap, it causes so much pain in the body, like the muscle gets activated, right? So at this time, it takes sometimes a few days for your body to come back to its normal state before the jog. Okay, but the best part here is, as soon as you're done with the jog, you are at your heavy breathing state. Okay, you'll be panting literally like okay, so at this state, if you try to close your eyes and focus on your breathing, okay, the entire energy lost comes back like literally within 5 minutes. Okay, if my maximum capacity of jogging was 20 minutes, okay, I do a jog of 20 minutes. We come back, I come back and I sit down for 5 minutes of meditation. And surprisingly, there is another choice my mind is trying to make. Do you want to go for another jog, or you want to go home? Like the body is completely recharged that I'm not feeling tired anymore. Like I don't even feel like I took a jog. Okay. So I'm like I'm ready for another 20-minute jog. Okay. Or I can actually do more than that. So meditation, the first step, the first basic thing meditation does to anybody is like recharge your body. Okay. There was for so many for so long I used to think like you sit into meditation, you recharge your body, and that's it. Like you have achieved the purpose of meditation. This gets a little more intensive when once your body is recharged. Okay, like Patri sir, when anybody wants to, anybody came to learn meditation to him, okay, the first thing he used to do was just to make sure if the person had their meal. Okay, if not, they'll first feed him. Before meditation, taking care of this particular body is important. So sir always used to be like, if the person didn't have the meal, he used to make sure the meal was served to him. He had his meal, and then comes meditation. Okay, meditation treats us the same way. Okay, when you sit into meditation, it first energizes this body, and then it comes to the tricky part, energizes your mind. Okay. So in the recent years, there is this study about mind. Okay. Mind is just If mind is the software, the organ that deals with mind will be our brain. Okay. Like the majority of how the mind is dealt with is taken care by our brain. Okay. So there is this recent study which differentiates the state of your brain activity. Okay. So whenever you do a particular activity, there is a different frequency of your brain waves. And using this, we are able to come to a conclusion of like when you're in a good evolving phase or when you're in an exhausting phase. Okay. There are these four waves. Okay. Gamma, beta, theta, and alpha. Okay. And last comes the delta. So gamma waves is when you're trying to do multi-processing. Okay, for example, I'm trying to think of what the content I'm supposed to tell you, and at the same time, I'm looking at the screen. At the same time, I'm watching the messages. I'm trying to do more than one. If I'm trying to do more than one activities at once, then the state at which my brain will be is gamma. Okay, it's see how the way they are measuring it is we have like a really sensitive electromagnetic wave sensors. Okay, the amount, the pulse, the frequency is measured by this, but the frequency is measured only when like it's really close. Okay, the brain pulsates in such a frequency like you won't be able to feel it often. It's the what whichever the device is sensing, it has to be really sensitive. Okay, it can't be like you'll place the device out there like 10 meters away from me and it will sense from me. It's not supposed it if that was the case, this particular science would have evolved like ages ago. But the pulse that is coming from our brain is like really low, and it took such accurate and specific devices to measure it. So yeah, we learned about the gamma, and then comes the alpha, right? Alpha state is when you are trying to uh, have the creative thinking. Okay, not trying to focus or concentrate or anything, but letting the energy flow. Okay, especially when you are in your creative state, you have least thoughts. Okay, in your conscious creative state is the conscious state when you have least thoughts, when you are trying to solve problems, when there is some particular problem you are interested in, like when you're doing math or in any other calculations you're doing. At that particular time, you enter the state where like you have least thoughts. So this will be the alpha state. In between gamma and alpha, there is this beta state where we tend to be in most times. Okay, when you are trying to concentrate or something, when you're not letting the brain activity be whatever it wants to be, when you're trying to concentrate on a particular thing, it will be in beta state. Okay, so all these are when your brain is active and trying to get something done. Okay, but when you're trying to bring it down, okay, the main purpose of meditation is try to bring it down, bring brain activity down and relax for a while. Right. So when you try to sit into meditation from gamma to beta to alpha, it slowly comes down to theta. Okay. Theta is the conscious, it's between the conscious and unconscious. Okay. So when you're in theta state, like the drowsy state, we say, right? Like when you're kind of sleepy, but not asleep yet. The drowsy state, we call it the theta state. Here, your brain activity is close to minimal. Okay. And there is this particular beautiful state which happens only in deep sleep. Okay. This doesn't even the when you are sleeping but still in dreams or still your brain is active, it will still remain in the theta state. Okay. But beyond this deep sleep, like you don't even you forget everything, you forget your body, and like we just get to this state of rest only for a couple of hours. Like even if we sleep for an entire 8 hour cycle, there will be like an average of 3 hours when you will be able to achieve this state. It's called the delta state. Okay, like you don't dream, you don't think of anything. Like there's nothing that happens inside your brain, and your brain activity is almost close to zero. Okay, it's not zero; it's really close to zero. So this state is achieved only in this deep sleep, and surprisingly in deep meditation. Okay. So the state which is achieved in deep sleep and deep meditation are like close. But here's the catch. In sleep, you have no clue what's going on, but in meditation, you are able to consciously achieve that state on demand. So the our entire body and mind gets this its daily dose of rest from these 3 hours of deep sleep. Okay, like we always say like the middle of the sleep for on an average, say like 2 to 5 or 1 to 4 a.m. is the best, like is the time when you are supposed to be in deep sleep, because the entire world around you will be silent and you will get your rest efficiently. But the particular state on demand, you will be able to get with meditation. Okay. So this is an impressive fact, and you are supposed to use an entire 8 hours to get just this 3 hours of sleep, deep sleep. Okay, but you will save an entire 8 hour if you are able to get to this state on demand. Okay, they always say like 1 hour of meditation is equal to 8 hours of sleep. So it's your day gets efficient. That's the best part. Like whatever you do in your day, I can be like, I'll take a 4 hour sleep today and I'll do a 2 hour meditation, and the rest of my day will be like really energetic. I don't need so much time to rest my body. Okay. The more you practice meditation, the more efficient your rest cycle will be. And even more efficient your work cycle will be. So when you get your enough rest, you will be able to focus on your tasks with even more focus, right? So that's the main important thing. So again, a little distraction from here. For if whenever we begin meditation, for example, if you're new to meditation, you're practicing for the first time, or you just begin practicing for the few weeks. Okay, I'll just divide your experiences into two types. Okay, the first type being, I just sat into meditation today for the first time. Okay, and I had a beautiful experience which I've never had in my entire life. Okay, it made me feel really, really happy, and this is the reason why I want to continue doing meditation. Okay, I've had a person who was willing to learn meditation. He was close to his mid 40s. Okay, his experience was the first time he sat into meditation, he was able to feel his breathe going into one nostril and coming out of another nostril. Like everything started to feel like heaven inside him, and he had the experience of his lifetime in the first sitting of his meditation. Okay. And after this experience, he wanted to experience this bliss more and more, and he continued doing meditation. But I'm sorry to disappoint you, friends. That's not what happens when you continue doing meditation. Okay. I have an example here for you. Let me say, like, for example, you are somebody who has not had coffee or sugar for, like, say, years together. Okay, your body is not used to caffeine at all. Your body is not used to sugar at all. Okay, so I'll give you a big, huge cup of coffee, and the moment you take it, okay, the caffeine rush and the sugar rush, the levels will be like record breaking, because on an average, you were always here, and all of a sudden you take caffeine, you become like, you go till here, your caffeine levels become high, and your body was never used to caffeine, and you start to see the best outcomes of caffeine. Okay. So day one, when you drink a big cup of coffee, your level becomes here. Okay. And from here it goes to here. Okay. And on day two, your body is now used to caffeine. It's here. Okay. It's a huge jump actually. On day two, your body is here, and you drink caffeine, you'll just, the peaks will still be the same. Okay. You'll be like, okay, only this much difference was seen. Not so impressive. Okay, I'll try it on day three. It won't, the peak will still remain, the maximum will still remain the same. Okay. Day three, your body goes here, and the peak will reduce a little more. Day four, the more you drink it, you won't be impacted by the caffeine rush anymore. Okay. So this is just an example. On day one, the effect you see need not be the same effect you get to there. Okay. Day one, your body or your mind is not used to meditation, and it shows you what best could come out of meditation. Okay. So day one you practice here, it will say you, this is your best state right now. Okay. The more you keep practicing, you get here. And someday you automatically become your best state without meditation. Okay. Meditate, like and by without meditation, I mean like not without meditation. Like you first experience the state in meditation, right? So even when you're out of your meditation, you will be at your peaks. You get it? So you consistently keep practicing meditation, and your body, your mind, and everything will get used to being in that meditative state, and eventually you will be in the meditative state even when you're not particularly meditating. Okay, that's the best part. So what is really important here is consistency. You can't say like first day I had the experience of my life, I'm doing it to experience it, but this was the person's experience. Okay, I'm practicing meditation to experience that state, but I don't know why I'm not experiencing it at all. Okay, first day you got to your best state, and then you're slowly working on yourself to get to here. You need to have patience and consistency. Okay, that's really important to achieve anything in life, right? Okay, this is one type of experience when you are beginning meditation. And the second type, I'm not able to sit in meditation at all. Like the moment I close my eyes, thoughts start to flow in. Meditation is supposed to be the thoughtless state. I'm focusing so hard. I'm like, no, I'm not able to get to the thoughtless state at all. Friends, the fact is, you should not focus on being thoughtless. Get it? See, there is this particular fact Buddha used to say, okay, when take this room for example, if I hadn't cleaned this room for ages, like many years together, the dust accumulated here or the debris accumulated here will be so much. Okay, the moment I try to start cleaning this room, whatever the small particles of dust that is settled here will start to occupy the entire air here, like the entire atmosphere inside this, right? When you start trying to clear it, it initially becomes more messy. It initially becomes more dirty. Like earlier, I was able to at least inhale peacefully, but when I start clearing, like the dust is going inside my nose and I'm starting to sneeze. I'm not able to clean in peace at all. Okay, this is literally the situation when for many people or for almost everybody at times when you try to sit into meditation for after long. Okay, so it becomes better. Okay, when you start cleaning little by little you start cleaning, and the entire room becomes to its best position after consistent cleaning. Okay, the same way in your mind, the debris whatever you're having is just the uncleared thoughts which you're having. Okay, in your meditation you start to listen to your mind. You in your conscious state, you always keep feeding your mind. Think about this, think about that, think about this, think about that. But when you are trying to silence yourself down, you're trying to listen to your mind. Okay. So your mind brings like, you stored me this dirt. You want this or not? When you say like, when you, the way you should be is like, yeah, that thought is there, but I don't want to think about it right now. Okay. You can just be like, mind, my dear beautiful mind, I don't want this thought inside your storage. Please don't waste your precious storage by storing this dirt. Throw it off. Mind will be like, okay, with pleasure. Okay. So we start training our mind, which in turn becomes the way we think. Okay. Slowly and consistently, you start clearing the entire debris, and this particular room which you're working on becomes a beautiful place to live in. Okay. So try not to get disheartened no matter what. See, we are really lucky. Patri sir has given us such beautiful community for us to learn, practice, and share your experience. Okay. For example, I'm today going in a low phase. I don't feel like being spiritual today, but because of the people around me, okay, because of this beautiful session, I'm like, okay, let's practice along with them. All of them are practicing, right? Like I took up this. I am getting motivation from all of you to continue my consistency. Okay, like Patri sir has always insisted on the importance of group. So it's really important to stay consistent, and this beautiful group is helping us stay consistent. Make the most use of it, and the main goal is to stay consistent. Okay. Now we went into a little electrochemical electromagnetical and physics kind of stuff. Now we'll come to chemistry, biochemistry. Okay. So this entire machine here runs on like the growth and the activity of this entire machine is determined by small few organs called glands. Okay. The role of these glands is to secrete hormones, which in turn decide how you're behaving. Okay. For example, when you're in fear, you don't know you're in fear. Your body secretes, your body secretes the fear hormone and it secretes the emergency hormone, adrenaline, and you will come to know like you're in fear. First, how it works, your brain senses a situation, it tells your body secrete this hormone, and your body secretes the hormone, and then comes your behavior. Okay, for example, let's say you're afraid of dogs, you're afraid of snakes. When you see a dog or a snake, your brain will be like, oh, that's a dog or a snake. We are afraid of it. And your body will, it will tell your body, secrete the emergency hormone. Like, you might be in danger, do it. And your body will be like, on it. The emergency hormone will be secreted and you'll be active in like, you will get into the mode. Okay. The first part, your body will follow the instruction given by your brain. So when you train your brain to get into the still phase, you'll be able to assess the situation better. Okay. So what happens here in your hormones, in your endocrine gland process, when you meditate, is there is this beautiful hormone called dopamine. Okay. We get it when we are in a sugar rush. Okay. This is particularly the addiction hormone. Whatever activity in life we are addicted to, it's because it gives us dopamine. For example, let's say I'm addicted of alcohol. Okay. It's not because I like alcohol or it's not because of how it is. It's because what it does to me. Okay. So dopamine is the reward hormone. And anciently it was supposed, like your body was supposed to have this as reward whenever you achieve something. Okay. But now we have like so many easy sources of dopamine. We choose to not put in enough effort to get this reward. Okay, it is supposed to come like after you. Have you ever experienced this? Like you have a good workout in the gym or any particular sport, or you go for a jog, spend time in nature, doing some physical activity, and you automatically get to this blissful state. It's because your body is secreting dopamine. That's a healthy source of dopamine. When you work out, it working out is a healthy source of dopamine. Okay. And it makes you feel happy automatically. You don't have to think about anything in particular, but automatically you become happy. So meditation is a consistent and healthy source of dopamine. Okay, it's the reward hormone. It's like it it can decide how your entire life can be. Like the way you try to pursue dopamine. Okay, there are so many other ways in society right now. So many ways to addict people, or like so many ways for people to get addicted because it gives us the dopamine rush. But when you start meditating, okay, even for a few minutes, your body automatically gets into the blissful state and you start secreting dopamine. Okay, it becomes a healthy source of dopamine. You get to experience the dopamine rush without so much effort. Okay, like it's an easy process and it's actually a healthy addiction. It's impossible for you to get addicted into meditation, and even if you did, it's for the best. Okay, meditation can never ever go wrong, right? So it's just for the progress. So the more you practice meditation, the more you enjoy dopamine and the more happier you become. This is the first hormone which I wanted to mention about. And then comes serotonin. Okay, the happy hormone. When you meditate, there are three hormones that are actually getting secreted majorly. Okay, dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. Okay, dopamine is called the reward hormone, serotonin is the happy hormone, and oxytocin will be the love hormone. Okay, there's also this pain hormone function where you get to be more capable of handling pain. Okay. Pain doesn't have to be physical or mental. Okay. Pain hormone is pain hormone. Okay. The function of this hormone will be to allow you to experience pain. Like it soothes your pain. Okay. Not sure of the exact name. I believe it's oxytocin, but this also, there is an increase in the level of this particular hormone, which allows you to soothe pain. Okay. Physical, mental, or however. So, there is a lot of people around here who are handling with stress, anxiety, depression, and everything. And for you guys, oxytocin and what's the other one? Serotonin. These are the happy hormone and the love hormone are the ones required to bring you back happy. Okay. You don't, we usually think like only if this particular thing in my life settles down, I'll be able to become happy. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay. You meditate, it's just your body doing it. Okay. You have trained your body and your mind all this way long, saying like only if this is happy, I'll be happy. Only if this is accomplished, I'll be happy. But when you meditate, you train your bodies to such a state like no matter what I do, I'll be happy. Okay. That's literally the bliss state, guys. Like, no, your life could be an entire mess. Your life could be an entire work in progress, but you'll still be happy. And the best part, your life becomes the way you look at it. Okay. Your life could have been in a mess, but when you get the proper perspective and you try to deal things with happiness, it won't be a mess anymore. You start building it and you start experiencing the bliss. Okay. So biologically, meditation is important. Okay. And there is this particular routine activity, as I had mentioned earlier, like sleep. Okay. Now it's going to be obvious. This was supposed to be the first icebreaker question. Okay. Ever wondered when you go to sleep, whenever you go to sleep, if you go like dead tired, you wake up healthy. I mean, active. Okay. I'm exhausted. I go to sleep, but when I wake up, I'm no longer exhausted. Surprising, right? Like, how does this work? Now you actually know the answer. As I mentioned, when the amount of sleep you get in deep sleep, okay, the same thing happens when we sit into meditation. Cosmic energy flows inside our body and energizes us. Just the same phenomena which happens in deep sleep, guys. Like when you are in deep sleep, loads of cosmic energy flows inside your body, your physical, your etheric, like it energizes everything. Okay, and you will get your energy to look after your next day, do the routine of your next day. Okay, so meditation is not something which is invented recently, or which we are coming up with. It's not something new to our bodies at all. Okay, since when did we start to sleep? Can you ever guess? When was the first time you slept? Right, like well before you were born. Okay, the state in which you were in your mother's womb. Okay, that itself is a sleep state. There you had no thoughts. You were in the deepest of the delta states. Okay, and you know the amount of progress a baby goes through when the baby is inside the mother's womb. Then the baby is inside that state, right? So an entire body can be constructed when you're in that magical meditative state. Okay, like it can literally do wonders. Okay, makes me want to share this quick experience of a person I came across. Okay, there was this person who was a cycling enthusiast. So he was a cycle racer, and when he was in one of his races, a truck hit him at the speed of 90 kilometers per hour. Okay, that's a really fast speed, and especially when you have no protection, or when you're not inside your car or your house, like that's a really big damage. Okay, that's a really big speed, and the damage that can come out of it is really big. So what happened was his spine got like completely got fragmented. Like the doctors, when he was taken to hospital, the doctor said like he can never walk in his life. Okay, but that person, he was having some other ideas actually. Okay, he came out of the hospital. Once he has first aid and everything was done, he came out of the hospital, and this was the thought inside his mind. Okay, the energy that created this body is good enough to take care of the body, not these doctors, not these medicines, nothing. The energy that created this body can take care of this body. He had this belief strong inside. Okay. And eventually, like within like around 40 days, he was not just walk, he was able to come back to his regular life within 40 days. The belief he had within himself was really strong. His body started doing miracles. Okay, so that's the state we experience in deep meditation. Okay, you will never know what your body is capable of doing. Okay, here's another beautiful fact for you. I am My graduation was in chemistry. Okay, so I was taught about this fact, and when compared, like when related with meditation, it felt like wow, wonder. Okay, I just said your body is capable of doing miracles, right? I'm going to explain a little more of what this bodily miracle is. Okay, so when you are in your awake state, there is this particular brain activity happening. It's There's just one term we need to learn here. It's called a free radical. Okay, free radical is nothing but what in your body causes aging. Okay, whooping lot of increase in free radical causes cancer. Okay, just it's always has been there in our body, and when in that deep sleep or deep meditative state, your brain is programmed to eliminate it. Okay, when you're in the deep state, when you sleep, this in a shorter term, it's called brain detox. Okay, your brain detoxifies your entire body, and whatever it has exhausted, it comes back to the same energy. Okay, so when in that deep state, your brain starts to hunt free radicals. Okay, when your brain is capable of taking in free radical and fixing it, like eliminating it. Okay, so free radical causes aging. Okay, there is so many things, like name any disease, and the amount of free radicals present in that particular organ might mostly high. Okay, like if a person is having skin cancer, okay, the amount of free radicals like on his skin is like really high, that it starts to behave like a cancer. What like after learning this fact, I was never surprised when Patri sir or anybody ever said like meditation can cure cancer. Boss, your brain is capable of handling free radicals. Okay, cancer is nothing but millions and millions of free radicals in your body. Cancer cells are nothing but free radical cells. Okay, and your brain is capable of handling these free radicals only when you get inside that state. Okay, so you meditate, get into the state, your brain takes care of it. Your body is just a beautiful machine capable of taking care of itself. Okay, but in the right state. So it is really important to get to that state where you let the energy do its thing. Okay, this experience was like a really impressive experience. Like I always had it in mind, like you don't need anything external, extensive to your body. Your body will always take care of itself. But this is one beautiful experience. It's actually a person. Okay, I'm not really sure of the name. I was about to do some back end research, but the reel particularly said this was the experience of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Okay, after this he started spreading meditation and spirituality to a lot of people. Okay, and he is completely into he gave the placebo effect. Like when you think something is possible, it's actually possible. It's not because of its practical possibility, it's because of what you have in your here. So whatever you have in here is literally defines how your life's trajectory is going to go. Okay, so it becomes really important to keep this place clean. Okay, to have this room inside your head clean. So friends, the main thing you should do on a regular basis, okay, like meditation is just going to take a few minutes of your every day, but it's going to improve the quality of your life, like to a great extent. Don't don't feel like I don't have the time to do this. Okay, I know meditation is well and good, but I don't really have the time to do this. Because like it helps you physically, it helps you mentally, like your efficiency of life will like shoot up, your health will shoot up. Like if you have even 1% of care on yourself, do it consistently. The more you do it consistently, the more you become close to the peak levels every day. So like friends, have some love towards yourself. Okay. And meditation is the best way of showing love. Meditate daily and consistently. Sir, Patri sir gave like a beautiful minimum dose. Like how many ever years your age is, that many minutes. Okay. This is, if you want to do more than that, if you have more time, it's beautiful, well and good, beautiful. Do it. But the minimum limit is like, for example, if I'm 25 years old, I should do 25 minutes of meditation twice a day. This is the minimum prescribed diet of meditation. Okay. So try doing it, friends. Try doing it consistently every single day. You will see like the efficiency of life hitting a different high. Okay. I am not saying these are not just words. I've had my experience in academics. Okay. I've had my experience in sports. I've had my experience in relationships. Like I always enjoy, see, relationships are not always going to be a piece of cake. Okay. It's going to be high, low, high, low. But when you're in the neutral state, when you're in the blissful state, like you will try to enjoy even the lows. Okay. The more you try, the more you will start enjoying it actually. Okay. Your career is not always going to be here. Okay. It's going to be high and low, high and low. But with consistent practice of meditation, you're going to enjoy it. I'm not going to lie saying like life is going to be best. Okay. You will start living the kind of life you want. You will get the energy to manifest it. And you will be in a state where you will appreciate everything no matter what. Okay. These beautiful two things can always keep you happy and healthy. Okay, so friends, please do practice meditation. Okay, for if see, it's not like a request. If you want to be happy, if you want to be healthy, if you want to grow, if you want to evolve in life, practice meditation. If you don't want to, still practice meditation. You will start knowing how good it will feel. Okay, thank you for giving me this opportunity, Akka and SWAG team, PMC team. I'm really happy for having this here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Yashwanth. We are really grateful for your presence here. Literally, I felt like I'm attending a spiritual school after years. Like you spoke about different frequencies and the hormones that body releases, and you spoke about the two experiences. Generally, everyone goes through it. Like there is a phase where you don't want to meditate at all, and there is a phase you want to like stop the thoughts. But that's not what we should aim for. We should let the thoughts flow, but we shouldn't pursue them. Let it go, let them flow it. That's it. We're not going with it. So that was really a wonderful session. Thank you so much. And let us move to the question and answer segment. All the audience, if you have any kind of questions or queries, you can text in the chat box, or else you can, if you guys are watching it live, then you can use the comment section as well. Does anyone have any questions? Or even if it is not a question, if you want to share something, you can please share. You can raise your hand and you can speak. Question
Guys,
is, what is your message to youth?
yes. Thanks for asking this, Akka. So, the way the rest of your life is going to be is finally decided on your youth. Okay. We always say, like, most part of your life or the patterns is decided when you are a child. Okay. The 80% of your life is not decided by, is decided just by the 20% of your childhood. So, youth is that particular phase where you just passed towards it 20% and you still have the ability, you have not completely lost the ability of changing the entire trajectory of your life. Okay. If you want to go behind addictions, or if you want to go behind sensory pleasures or anything, you know eventually how the rest of your life is going to be. Like if you're trying to go behind addictions, at some point you addiction will keep making you want more and more and more, but it's not how it's supposed to be. You we all don't want such a life, right? Like no matter how much we receive, we want more. We never satisfied. No, this is not the kind of life anyone wants to be. So youth is the beautiful state where you will be able to put in little efforts and change the entire trajectory of how your life is going to be. So friends, like additionally, in this generation, we have this backed up knowledge called common sense. Okay, we are taught a lot of science. Okay, we are exposed to a lot of, see, I've told you a lot of facts. Okay, if you have something like this fellow is saying something wrong, go Google it. You will find like, is it right or wrong? Like you will find the right information. Okay, with right information, with right knowledge, with right science, with right meditation. Even with all these, try not to go behind shallow things. Okay, like try to pursue things which will actually keep you happy and satisfied for your life. Meditate daily. Okay, come into spiritual groups. Okay, make the best of your life. Be happy. That's my message to you, Taka.
Okay, any more questions? Should we analyze our experiences?
That's actually a good one. So I would like to come with my own sharing here. Okay. There was a series of particular thoughts which I was experiencing during meditation. For a long period of time, I didn't know why this was coming. Okay. So in any particular thought or any particular feeling that we are experiencing, if you try to analyze in meditation, the whole point of meditation will be gone. Okay. So in any experience we are going through, the essence that is trying to come to us will automatically come to us. Like when you will grow to a state, the more you experience the feeling, you will grow to a state where you'll eventually understand why we are going through. Analysis is required maybe like a 5% of the experience. Okay, you should not every single time you go through the experience, you need not analyze. Okay, but you should be in a position to understand when the experience is saying you, this is the reason why I'm coming to you. You should be able to be like, okay, I get it and I should change this. Analysis is required, but to a very minimum level.
There's another question, Yashwanth. We say don't think in meditation. So what is the main focus of meditation?
Thanks for asking this question, Praveen. So main focus of meditation, in my words, will be like dump the garbage out. Okay. And let's say your thoughts, the conscious thoughts you're having, will be the lid or the tip of the garbage can. Okay. When you have to dump it one by one, it has to pass through the can. It has to come to your consciousness, and then you tell your mind, this is dump, throw it out. Okay. This entire process of dumping trash out is called meditation. Is what I call meditation in my terms. Okay. And this is the beautiful process that actually happens in meditation. When you use, as I said, you store a lot of unnecessary thoughts in your mind unconsciously, and in meditation, you get to clear it off. Okay. Meditation is never about don't think. Meditation is never about forcing. Okay. You never force yourself not to think. Meditation is always about flow. Okay. When you are into meditation, when you think a thought, it's okay. When you realize, okay, I'm thinking, only when you realize I'm thinking, come back. But you don't have to get frustrated about, I'm thinking, no, I'm not supposed to think. No, it's not way. Well, like, be happy. Okay. When you're getting a thought, when you're able to sense it, be happy. I'm dumping this out of my head. Okay. You are going through the experience and you're coming out of it. Always be happy. Like, imagine like it's going out. The thoughts and everything, it's going out. So instead of frustration, you'll start enjoying the process. One main thing you should remember is like every time you realize, this is really particular, every time you realize you're having a thought, come back. If you don't realize, it's okay. Maybe when you're beginning, you will take maybe say 5 minutes of after your thought to realize to come back. Okay, the more you practice meditation, it becomes 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. And at a state, you'll be like, a thought came, I'll be like, no, it's a thought, I can come back. Okay, when you realize, come back. If you don't realize, it's okay. When you realize, again, come back. Simple. Hope I answered you.
So there's another question from Chandu. After a few minutes, I keep getting thoughts, so I even forgot to focus on the breath back. So is there any way that I can focus back?
Again, the main intention of you here is trying to focus. Okay. I'm saying it again, Chandu, like your intention need not be on focus. Let it flow. Like if you the time again comes back, okay, like the same thing I'm going to say again. You don't have to focus on anything. Focusing on breath in itself is a thought. Okay, so you need not focus on anything. You just have to flow with the natural flow of the energy inside your nose. Okay, like only thing you have to remember is when you realize I'm thinking, I'm carried away by a thought, come back. Okay, never try to do it by force, because if you try to do it by force, you will have the experience, but it won't be long lasting. Patriji gave us this beautiful concept of Sukhamaya Pranayama. Okay, never try to do it by force. If you're having the thought, remember it's getting out of you. You will get it relieved from you. Okay, all you have to remember is when I find myself following a thought, come back. It's like you are observing a river from the bank. Okay, the river has to flow, and at some time you think the river current has increased and I'm carried away. When you realize I'm inside the water, come back to the bank. If you don't realize, okay, go as far as you go. But once you realize, come back to the bank. Observe the river, observe the flow of thoughts. Just don't follow it.
The next question is, what is PIMA, Yashwanth? And please give the website of PIMA as well and the Instagram ID.
Sure. So, as I mentioned, like it's in our process of trying to remain connected to evolving ourselves, it is really, really important to have a like-minded group. Okay. If we all go through our highs and lows, friends. Okay. So it becomes really important to have a group, like-minded group, that helps us bring back to our normal when we are not on our best. That helps us help our friends come to normal when we are at our best. When I have energy, I'll be able to give it to somebody who's in need to bring them back to normal. When I need energy, I need to receive it from somebody. Energy can be in form of anything, wisdom, okay, experience. Okay, I'm going through this particular experience. I share to Yami will be like, yeah, I've been through this too, and this is how I faced it. The same can happen. Like Yamini might say like, this is the particular experience I'm going through, and I'm being like, yeah, I've seen this. This is how I overcame. Like it becomes really important, not inevitable, I would say, but it is, the growth is boosted when you are with like-minded people. Okay, and for youth in particular, the experience we go through when we are on our youth and the experience we go through in our childhood or the phase past youth is not the same. Okay, so it's really important to have a like-minded people and preferably in the same age group. Okay, Paima is a beautiful group of people who has experienced the, like who have seen their life change with meditation, including me. Okay, the best experiences of meditation, and we are here to happily give it to the rest of the youth community. Okay, the way the amount of potential youth have can decide the fate of the country, literally. Okay, so it is really important to have to be giving proper guidance to youth, and we have experienced this happiness and we are not satisfied with this. We don't want to keep this happiness for ourselves. We want to give it to all of the entire youth community. Okay, so we have come together with the intention to serve and give the happiness to all of you, and that's the intention of the formation of this beautiful group called Paima. If you have also experienced the happiness of meditation, and if you are also willing to serve, if you're already serving, you don't have to explicitly come and join a group or anything. You are already Paima, and together we can make wonders. So that's what we are trying to achieve here.
So yeah, PIMA is Pyramid Youth for Meditation and Ahimsa, and the Instagram ID is mentioned in the chat box. And the age limit for PIMA is 16 to 35 years. With this, I would like to conclude, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending this session. Thank you, everyone. I will again meet you tomorrow with another wisdom session and with another speaker and with an interesting topic. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe PMC English. This is Yamini signing off.
And finally, I would like to thank Yeshwanth for sharing his wisdom with all of us. The only thing which I want to say is, do not look at the age of the person. See, we do not know what kind of knowledge can come from where. It doesn't matter what the age is. It can be an old soul in a young body. So we should always learn from a child, from a plant, from an old person, from everyone. So do not look at the age of the person and dismiss them, saying that, oh, he or she is such a young, or he or she doesn't know the life as an experience. No. Learn from everyone. Learn from everything. Be a student to everyone and everything in life. That is what Patriji has taught us. So never, ever, ever dismiss anyone from anything that you have to learn something. Because if you don't learn at that moment, what happens is, you have to keep on reading the same syllabus until you learn that syllabus. So that syllabus can come from anywhere. So be watchful, be mindful of how the teachings are coming. And thank you, Yashwanth, for bringing this science of meditation to all of us. And may you spread this wisdom to each and every person that you connect towards. And my dear friends, please join PIMA, all the youth, join PIMA, and let's spread meditation and Ahimsa message to all the youth across the globe. Let's not leave, even one stone unturned in spreading meditation and Ahimsa. Thank you very much, my dear friends. Thank you.